My name is Lindsay Spring. Welcome to Audacious Wisdom. Well, this felt like the right next thing to do. Welcome to the podcast. My name is Lindsay Spring, and I give a shit about myself. That's truly why I wanted to start talking and make a podcast. Was so I could remind everybody else that it's okay to give a shit about yourself. And quite honestly, starting to give a shit about myself is what got me out of some of the deepest holes of my life. In July of 2022, my husband took his life on the kitchen floor of our marital home, with me and my 3-year-old daughter in my arms walking in to find him. My life has literally never been the same. Not only was that intensely traumatic, but the legal battle that ensued with his family afterwards prolonged the stab wounds. Not only was there abuse in my marriage leading up to my husband's death, but the betrayal from his family, locking me out of our marital home, stealing money and treasured things out of our safe, trying to threaten me by gaining rights over my daughter. All of that would lead one to question, why the fuck is this happening to me? I was left in a space where I had no idea what the hell was going on. I thought these people that were my family, they're not acting like my family. And I just had this incredible, intense death and trauma happen in my life. I was shattered and brought to my knees and had all of this to look at in front of me. And what do I do with it? I mean, I'll tell you, I had 2 choices. I could lay down and die, be swallowed by the darkness and the lies that were right in front of me. Or I could quit saying, why is this happening to me? And reframe that question into, what is this teaching me? There is something here being taught to me. I need to figure out what it is. And that's the journey that I set on. Dude, if I could even tell you the dark spaces that I was in during the first 2 years, could not grieve his death because I was in a legal battle that became legal abuse, gaslighting, lies, betrayal, manipulation. So much shit that I couldn't see straight. I had no idea who I was anymore. And I see now that was a good thing. But in that moment, I did not know what to do with myself. And all I could think to do was to come home every day and try to help grieve with my kids and help heal them. Meanwhile, I'm in my room, just a fucking mess. Anxious, fearful, distraught, sad, confused. There were so many emotions running through me. I had no idea what to do with them. So it was in that question of, what is this teaching me? And that took a second. Like, the shock was intense of all of this. But when I finally got to that question, what is this teaching me? That was a question for God. So that was the moment I was like, all right, let's see it. Oh, and I was angry. I was completely in victim mode. And it's interesting when you finally give that little opening to God. And I say God in the most vast sense. Like Pete Holmes said it best when he's like, God is the blanket we throw over the mystery to give it a name. Whatever God is to you, whatever God was to me in that moment, I grew up believing it was a man. I don't believe that anymore. Who cares? The greater creation out there, the source of everything that we are living and doing, that's when you start a dialogue with them, is when you ask a question. What is this teaching me? I mean, and I had that attitude at the beginning. What the fuck is this teaching me? Which was a step. It was better than, why is this happening to me? Because victim mode, you're not going to learn anything. All you think is the world is against you. When you finally ask the question, what is this teaching me? I sat and experienced unspeakable shit that happens when you heal. But I will tell you, the journey that I have been on has been uncomfortable as hell and completely stripped me naked of who I thought I was and gave me an opportunity to rebuild into someone that I truly am. And that's my motivation for making this podcast. I learned how to choose myself when I felt the cost was unbearable, but I lived. I'm here to let you know that you can too. I don't sit here and claim to think that I am the only one that goes through tough shit. I know better. Anyone listening to this or seeing this, I see you. I may not understand or know the exact pain that you have been through, but one thing as humans that we can all relate on is pain. I see you. The way that I abandoned myself, became a martyr, completely immersed in perfectionism and black and white thinking, I recognized was attracting all of the toxicity that was swirling around me. So it was in that journey after I asked God that question, what is this teaching me, that I started to see all of the broken boundaries that I had, all of the yeses when I really wanted to say no, all of the fucked up red flags that I put behind me in the name of it's family, or that's not right, just stay good and it'll be okay. Fuck that. I'm here to connect with those who recognize that self-abandonment is not virtuous. It is not. Self-abandonment can lead you to extremely toxic and abusive relationships. It can lead you to financial turmoil. It can lead you into even relationships with your kids where you're numb. You are completely numb and you are surviving. Yes, self-abandonment can happen even in parenting. It happens so much in parenting. Oh my God. But what I have learned in the last 3.5 years of my healing and a lifetime to go, what I have learned to date is that abandoning yourself in the name of staying good and being a martyr and thinking that all of those things are virtuous, I learned that that is bullshit. I realized that self-abandonment is socially rewarded behavior, and I'm ready to put an end to that. Not only in my life, but help you remember that you are worth standing up for too. You are worth choosing. That you came here on earth, got this beautiful, wonderful body, not to let it wither away and die slowly so that you can serve everybody else but yourself. And listen, I am one of the most giving, loving, nurturing people that I know. And I say this because it is that quality that literally got me abused and sucked into manipulation and betrayal more than anything, because I did not know how to use boundaries as love. Boundaries is not to be mean. Boundaries is not to think you're better than anyone. It is so you know how to love yourself. And once I learned how to utilize boundaries to love myself, not only are they boundaries, you have to relearn how to give to yourself. That's tough after a lifetime of giving to everybody else, even spiritually, familially, societally. We are all pressured to do for others before we do for ourselves. And let me tell you what I have found out. In those dark moments after my husband's death, I'm in the middle of legal warfare, and I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. People are willing to lie around me, like everyone I felt was out to destroy me. And it was those moments that I literally said, I'm gonna choose me. Even when nobody else is, I'm gonna choose me. Now, I had support, friends, family around me. However, nobody is going through the things that you are going through. That feeling, that emptiness inside of you, that thing that you are going through, only you know about it, right? And in that same breath, only you can do something about it. After I decided to choose myself, I started to recognize that I wasn't in charge of everyone else's feelings. I wasn't in charge of what everyone else thought of me. I was not in charge of fucking anything, honestly, let's be real, because we're not in control here. But the only thing that I recognized I could control when I was swirling in a bunch of shit that I couldn't control. It was how I reacted. It was how I perceived things. And that changed everything. What I found on the other side of choosing me was more love than I had ever felt. And it came from me, loving me, choosing to love how I look, how I operate in life, how I parent, how I decided to do things in my life, especially at a tough time, but now every day. Learning to choose me has given me freedom that I did not know existed. It reminded me that, oh my hell, I'm worthy to be here. Oh my hell, I'm worthy to go talk to that person. I'm worthy to have that career. I am so worthy to have that financial income. It reminds you of your worth. And how can we possibly know who we are and remember our greatness when we're so focused on making sure everyone else is happy and approves of us? Why not approve of yourself? I have found more power in my being than I ever knew possible. Because I decided to say, I love you all, but I recognize I can love you the most when I love myself first, and then it overflows onto you. Authentic love is given to you. I'm sorry to say, and this was a tough one to swallow for me, but all of that people pleasing, and it's under the disguise that I'm serving them, I'm doing everything, when really all you want is their approval so that you can feel okay, because you haven't given yourself your own approval yet, right? I know, but it's all of that. It's fake love. I know, it's fake love. I was giving fake love to everybody. What I thought was love. I was trying. That was the best I knew how. But it wasn't until I started to focus inward. It wasn't until I was shattered and like, okay, am I just going to keep doing things the same way, or am I going to switch this shit up? And I switched it up, focused on me. Seriously, went into, I got to figure out what I even like. What do I even like? What do I want? Do I want to go do that thing? No, thank you. Does that person and conversation make me feel good? No, thank you. Does this relationship that I've had for eons fill me? No, thank you. We are not required to do things. It is our minds that cause us to believe from society that is what it is. It's labeled how it is. You stick with it or else. Rip the fucking label off. I'm encouraging you. I'm inviting you. But it wasn't until I started ripping labels and boxes apart that I was like, wait, don't I just get to be human? Don't I get to love and serve me? Aren't I the most bright, beautiful, amazing version of myself when I love myself? And then I can give that to others? Oh my God, I can't even tell you how much I love people. I love people. I mean, I also love solitude. I spend a lot of time in solitude, sitting with myself, learning about myself, healing, crying, growing, laughing, doing things so I know myself. But when I interact with others now, I don't know, there is something different going on. But when you love yourself, it feels different. The air is different. The connection is different because there's something authentic and genuine happening. There's no denying it. There is no denying it. And that is what I'm here to remind you of. How fucking important you are. How beautiful you are. How unique you are. And how getting to know you is the greatest journey you could ever go on in your life. And how self-abandonment, it's an illusion. You can stop buying into it if you choose. Because the greatest person to serve, the greatest person to get validation from, the greatest person to love is you. It truly is. Dive in, deeply immerse, if you dare. I will tell you, on this journey, because I chose me and decided to dive in and immerse myself in me, there were some parts of me that I was like, holy shit. Holy shit. And there was 50 million ego deaths that have taken place in this past few years as well. Because there's parts of you that you realize you have acclimated to and taken from society, growing up, school, friends, family, anywhere, and it's not yours. When you do fierce self-inventory and decide to love yourself and choose yourself, don't be surprised when you find some shit that you're like, what the hell is this doing here? Be willing to let it go. Think about the people that you truly love and want to show love to. And if they had these parts of them or made mistakes, or your children, and you're just like, no, I just want to love you. I just want to love you. I invite you to give that unconditional love to yourself. Just check it out and see what happens. You might be surprised. You got a new lover on your hands, and it's you. It's you. I'm looking forward to sharing experiences, sharing moments, and sharing laughs with you on this podcast. Thanks for listening.